Hola, señor Amin. Welcome to Spain lah.
Spain, TARIFA. Di sini. Welcome to Spanyol. Okay. Thank you, that's great.
Hola, amigos, escaplantes.
Only between the Aisha and Fajr.
Okay, sekarang ni kat mana berada di Alhambra.
Alhambra Granada.
Granada.
Alhambra terus je Granada.
Sekarang berada di Granada. Dan di sinilah tampaknya di mana Sultan terakhir Granada berserahkan kerajaan dia kepada pihak Islam. Inilah tampaknya dengan sedih menangis untuk menyerahkan kota ini.
Actually, we cannot see properly from here. Only the one. You see the tower behind with the flag? That is the older part of the Alhambra, the Alcazaba. Actually, the main part you cannot see. It's behind there. So it starts from here, the red, the flag, and then go all the way that way. But now we're going to walk around and then you see the view. Okay, this is part of the old city wall that I mentioned. One wall here, other side can find that way another wall. Actually, before the Alhambra, the first fortresses, the first palaces was here in this area. You see this area right here, like remains here? This area was the first, those kings that came from Medina Elvira, they came first and they settled here. There's some remains. And And then, like, afterwards, then they start to build Alhambra, yeah, later on. And you see this palace right here in front of us, like the small window arches like that? That was Dar al-Orra, they say, it's the house of the mother of Boabdil, yeah, Aisha, no? So this lady, famous quote, "Don't cry like a boy," for that, you cannot defend like, this from her, this lady. So that was her palace, so then one of her house is that one there.
Syariah dengan isteri baru dia tu sebenarnya adalah bila dikatakan macam yang nak melemahkan semangat dia. So bila dia meninggal, mak isteri pertama dia Aisyah Qurrah itulah yang pertahankan dia. Dan dia sebut dekat anak dia, alhamdulillah kamu jangan menangis macam perempuan kerana sekarang ni kamu dah gagal untuk mempertahankan ketika keluarga kamu kerajaan Islam. Tapi di sinilah dia melihat kerajaannya itu sejarah.
Oh ni yang bukit tu apa dia panggil?
Ya, ni Tangisan.
Bukit Tangisan.
Bangsa Arab bangsa akhir. Bukan dekat sini spot dia tadi.
Okey.
Jadi di sinilah dia punya kisah bukit dia. Kat situ adalah tempat Aisyah Al-Qurrah tu ditahan, dipenjarakan.
Aisyah tu yang
Dia adalah ibu kepada Abu Abdullah.
yang kata jangan nangis tu.
Jangan nangis.
Dia lagi semangat lah dia.
Dia lagi semangat. Cerita pergaduhan di antara negara-negara Islam yang kecil. Sebab dulu macam Scott kata, dia ada banyak negara. Granada, Cordoba, Seville, Ishbeli, Cordoba kan. Jadi dia berpecah sama sendiri sehingga akhirnya bila berperang dalam kadar masa yang lama, maka musuh mengambil peluang. Penjara dan juga menjajah.
Dan ini dia terakhir Islam Granada. Jatuh ni habis.
Jangan sampai lah dengan baginda.
Dia nak bertahan ini je. Dia dapat ni alhamdulillah. Kelas.
Dia paling kuat.
Akhir.
Tak, seingat saya yang dulu
Sophisticated system, they say now you want to, cannot, it's not so easy.
Keluar waktu azan je ni kan?
It's by hour. You have a piece of land and you have water rights. You pay every year like some money to maintain the system, and then you have every week, every 2 weeks, you have a certain amount of hours, depending on your land and location. Yeah, that's your water for. Apart, maybe you might have a well or you might have other water source, but this is the water from the mountain.
Waktu
And then
maghrib,
as we
waktu
go in
solat.
the city is the same.
Air tu kan keluar
They have also water coming.
dia semayang.
And as we go, we might see some
solat
places
baru
where
keluar.
they have water tanks.
Di ni.
Macam ni dia boleh
I'll
baca
see that. You'll see in the Alhambra.
timing,
As we
timing,
go, I'll
timing.
point out something wrong.
teknologi
Teknologi tu automatik dia apa semua.
Oh tu kira teknologi lah, bukannya semua jadi.
Kan. Dia buat aquadeck tu.
Dia buat jam yang mengikut waktu.
Oh Masya Allah.
Bukan jam fountain yang ikut waktu.
Masya Allah.
Lepas tu dia akan keluar fashion.
Masya Allah.
Zaman Andalus.
Canggih tu.
Apa yang ada kita kat dunia ni, 80% semua daripada Andalus. Spek mata, baju, semua kasut, semua daripada Andalus.
Semua fikir masa tu sama.
At Granada, I want to show you, because as we travel, you're going to see it everywhere, like a small decoration. For example, you look at the name of the street, the name of the square. Mirador San Cristobal is this San Cristobal square, and you have on the left, it has a fruit.
Okay. Alright.
Dalima.
Kelima.
Dia 5 pomegranate.
Oh, okay.
Ruman, no? Ruman. In Arabic, in Spanish, we say Granada. So in Spanish, Granada is the pomegranate.
Pomegranate.
Oh okey.
This one is Dalima, yeah? Oh, yeah.
Preview.
The Carmen, you know Carmen de las Palomas, like this one. As you go, you might see other ones. You're going to see many that are going to say like this Carmen as you go, yeah? All of them, Carmenes, is coming from the Arabic term. Actually, the Carmen is coming from the grapevine. You know grapevine? grapevine normally. Traditionally here in the house you have the courtyard or plot of land, and you have make shade in the summer, make shade and give you nice fruit, grapes. And in the winter the leaves fall and they give you sun. So when you need the sun, it gives you the sun. When it's hot, you need the shade, it gives you the shade. So this Carmen is coming from the Arabic term for this grapevine. Yeah, you might hear maybe tomorrow you might mention in the Alhambra. But just so you recognize, Carmen in Spanish is the name of a lady. Like you go to the Granada stadium, Granada football stadium, it's called Los Carmenes. And Carmenes is the plural for Carmen. Carmen nowadays, like I said, the name of the lady. So anyway, any house you see like this, Carmen is the original traditional houses, old house from the Muslim time. And these houses, like now, if you want to buy a Carmen now, in this area, especially if it has views to the Alhambra, it's not cheap, even if it's a ruin. Because maybe you have some of the, for example, near the mosque, there is one of the biggest Carmenes that was bought a few years ago by rich Arabs. He paid 16 million and a half euro. 16 million and a half. This was some years ago, and this is one of the bigger ones. Normally, but maybe any small, not so big, with might be 1 or 2 or half a million. You know, a cheap one might be half a million. You know, the more expensive might be. You know, it depends. You know.
You have people staying here?
That is old house. Even might look new, rebuilt. Like
Kita kan batas ke satu ya kan. Ya, sebab
Dalima here. A lot of the house now, a lot of people live also, yeah, but also they make Airbnb or make the shop area. So this is the upper old city, and this is one of the main shopping area in this upper city still nowadays. But like I say, it was traditionally it was where the Muslims have the market. And then there is this arch. We're going to go through this arch, one of the sector, different sector from the old city. And if you look above the arch, you see there is some metal. Leave space for people to go by, yeah? Over here, just leave space. You see how you can come, just always leave some space, yeah, for the people, because we don't want to. So anyway, you see this, the metal thing on the top of the arch. Yeah. This is weights, you know, for the market to weigh, maybe 100 gram, 300 gram, yeah? So during the time of the Muslim in the market, they have a like police control to test your weight. So if it says 100 gram is not 99 or not 99.9, you know. So when they find one weight, because when it's metal like this, you just take a little bit out and it's 1-2 gram less now. Like they do nowadays with petrol station, all of the petrol stations. So basically here they had a control, so then they want to see if they find one that is wrong, that says a few gram less, they give obviously a fine, some kind of, yeah, and then they put as an example. So these ones that they have there, they are from those remains that they found from those, and they leave them there like a reminder. So now this is called the arch or the door of the weights, de las pesas, and it's because of that.
The plate already gone, huh?
They're still there, the ones that you see on the upper arch, you see the lower arch and you see the upper arch, they're hanging there. They're just a few examples. There's some remains that they found, you know. But the story behind is this.
standard measures.
If you take them, they weigh a little bit like, you know, just if you are in the market and you're selling 1 gram each. I went one time to the gas station here, you know, you go to the gas station, you make the mathematics of the liters and the cost. Always there's not less than 1 cent they're charging over. But it's less than 1 cent. But when you're talking about thousands and thousands of liters, it's a lot of money. So the same concept, you know. This is they're only chipping out. You have 100 gram, you just chip out 1 or 2 grams. Now it's not 100 gram, it's 99 gram. But each person 1 gram. End of the day, it's. So anyway, some, you know.
So in order to maintain accuracy.
the architect, he took some idea from like this, you know, this from the Mosque of Cordoba, this from the Blue Mosque, and Dome of the Rock, and the Lucy style. This carpet actually from Turkey, somebody they removed it or somebody donated to Turkey. But the wood, even this woodwork is done by the Spanish Muslim. Actually, some Spanish, there were several people doing some Spanish, and also one is Danish. His wife is Spanish, but they do the carpentry, so they make. Yes, all of this wood. Inside also the floral design, all this they make by hand carpentry. This wood is the same, this certain kind of wood. They don't put varnish. It's just the wood, and this kind of wood naturally, I think it's the similar wood that in some part maybe in the mosque, but this wood over time, this resin comes out. And it becomes darker actually over time. When they put originally inside, it was like white, almost like yellow. And slowly it started to come out. And the last one they did was inside. This one was previous. So anyway, a certain kind of wood.
لا إله إلا هو الذي عالم الغيب والشهادة والرحمن الرحيم. نسأله الشيخ dalam surah وأنزلنا هذا القرآن على جبل رأيته خاشعا متصدعا من خشية الله وتلك الأمثال نضربها للناس لعلهم يتفكرون والله الذي لا إله إلا هو عالم الغيب والشهادة والرحمن الرحيم.
Allahu la ilaha illahu.
Dia punya ayat tu untuk asma husna.
Yang selalu bila baca kita letak tangan kat kepala.
Tu buat kotak asar kan.
Lepas asar.
Dia daripada Cordoba. Let's go.
This is my brother.
So the royal chapel is there, like the Catholic monarchs Ferdinand and Isabel. When she passed away, she wanted to be buried there. Normally they should be buried in Toledo or near Madrid, but she decided because Granada, like her prize, so she wanted to be buried there. And then afterwards, her husband Ferdinando Catholic, also buried there. They're both there.
So before
The royal
that,
chapel.
there is a mosque.
Before this, now it's the location.
Oh, okay.
So not even the cathedral is bigger than the mosque used to be.
Okay.
But they start to build around the mosque, and then after they level the mosque and they built the rest of the cathedral at this. It's in the old city. All that is still part of the old city. That mosque, the cathedral where the mosque is where the madrasa used to be. The famous madrasa in Granada used to be there. Now there is some remains. And there also is one of the old gates where they burn all the books from the madrasa. It's a famous
University
square.
of Granada.
Yeah?
University of Granada also.
University of Granada, and all these books that they burned, not for only from the madrasa, but they took all this. They thought it was religious. They say madrasa, everything religious, and then they regret because too much knowledge, science there. And they burn near the madrasa. Now it's like a square, no remains, but that's where the old door, and they make pile. It's a royal decree. No, cannot. After this, cannot. If they find you anything in Arabic, they punish you, or kill you. So anyway, it was burned there. Anyway, we continue. This is one of this area where the viewpoint, sunset view, Granada Hill. Yeah, maybe I go over later. I like it. We go this way. Shortcut, yeah, we got shortcut.
Preview.
We made it, Okay, mashallah.
It's here.
Victory, victory.
Alhamdulillah.